Welcome to news from the south of the country. Now we are focusing in fact on the liquor issue in Tamil Nadu, where in fact the High Court has said that liquor will not be sold there. This after a petition from the Makkal Needhi Mayyam, and they have gone to the Tamil Nadu government has now gone to the Supreme Court asking for reversing this Tamil Nadu High Court decision. I am joined on this discussion by Mr. Kovai Satyan, AIADMK spokesperson, Mr. Kumaravel, General Secretary of the Makkal Needhi Mayyam, and also Sunita Krishnan, activist from Hyderabad. First, going to Mr. Kumaravel, you have asked the court not to allow liquor to be sold there, but if you were a ruling party, perhaps you would not have taken the same stand. Because as you know, every government obviously needs the revenues coming in from liquor.
No, there are two things. One is we are in a lockdown and people are an important stakeholder in the lockdown. During the lockdown, there is no need for liquor. That is what we are trying to say. And at this point of time, when people, the lawmakers or the lawbreakers, they are on one side saying that people have to be at home, they are locked down, and they are preaching about social distancing. Actually, it should be physical distancing. On the other hand, they are opening liquor shop, which is contrary to what is this thing. And the second one is, at this point of time in Chennai and Tamil Nadu, the corona patients are in the rise. We are now touching 500 and 600. At this point of time, they go on opening the Coimbatore market is already in trouble. Inner lockdown, what they have created in Tamil Nadu has already created more added fuel to the fire. On top of it, they are opening liquor at this point of time. So on one side, we want money. Yes, I agree. The MSMEs and small people also want money. If government have to pay salary, they can open liquor shop. But what about other people? And that's what is our question. And that's what we say. We are not against liquor. We are against liquor at this point of time. Look at what is happening in Kerala. Kerala government has not opened till the lockdown. They can't even wait for another 5-6 days. What is the hurry? Is the government addicted to liquor or the people addicted to liquor?
Yeah. Mr. Kumaravel, we are also joined by Mr. Kovai Satyan, who is the AIADMK spokesperson, sir, at a time when Tamil Nadu's... Go ahead, Sam.
Mr. Kumaravel, if you can hear me, there is also criticism that while it's true that the MNM had moved the court against the liquor issue, many say the MNM tried to hijack the credit as if it was the only applicant or petitioner in this case, while the court had responded to one petition by another lawyer called Rajesh. So you were one among a few other petitioners, but not the sole petitioner in this case. How would you respond to that criticism?
Absolutely. We are not the only petitioner. We don't want to hijack the credit for what has happened on Friday. I think what is more important is for us to move ahead in future. There are so many people, well-meaning people who have all put together. We have put a a lead advocate who can present the case to the jury in a manner in which they can understand. I think we are not claiming that we are the only one.
We are also joined by Mr. Kovai Satyan, who is the AIADMK spokesperson. Sir, what is the logic at a time when Tamil Nadu's numbers are really going up in terms of positive cases? You have had a market which is now seeming like a super spreader, and liquor shops, as everyone knows, are likely to become the next super spreaders. What is the rationale of the government?
The rationale is straightforward and simple. I can only pity at the ignorance of my counterpart, Mr. Kumaravel, who comes here and say that they don't want to hijack the merit of somebody else. But wherein his leader went about chest beating, saying that it is because of their party's initiative and there is a victory being achieved. Let me reiterate the historical facts that is happening behind this. The state was in a compulsion to open the liquor shops, having initiated lot of measures to increase the revenue of the state. For the past 2 months, there is no property registration, there is no vehicle registration, there is no GST, there is absolutely zero revenue for the state. But unlike the neighboring states where they have laid their hands on cutting the salaries of government officials, our Chief Minister chose to issue bonds and raised 8,000 crores to pay off the salaries of the government staffs. The state is running high and dry. The first letter to the Honorable Prime Minister on May 24th, the Chief Minister reiterated the need to give leverage on the fiscal deficit from 3%, 3.5% to 5%, so that the state can borrow elsewhere and meet its financial needs. However, it's recently, about 2 days ago, the central government is contemplating to ease the fiscal deficit norms. So having such scenarios wherein all the options are being exhausted to gain revenue for the state went ahead rising the petrol and diesel prices. And as the option, when the March 3rd partial lockdown came into force, wherein our neighboring states opened up the liquor shop, as a last resort, the state also had to partially open the TASMAC outlets. It's not on the one go the entire states were open for TASMAC outlets. It was categorically opened, and wherever there are containment zones, 703 containment zones, none of the liquor shops were open, no permissions were given to the bars. But the misery here is, none of the petitioners who went to the High Court said the liquor shop should not be open till such time there is a solution for COVID, or till such time there is an antibiotics or antibody being developed for COVID. All they were interested is to play a petty politics around it and try to create a scenario as if they are the saviors of the people, wherein the government is not. They fail to understand the initiatives and effort this government has done in the last 45 days. And the rising cases is only because, going by the WHO protocol, this state is doing 12,000 tests per day, wherein our neighboring states are not even there. So yes, this is how the curve is being flattened. This is the WHO standard operating procedure which is being laid down, and the state has got stringent measures in place. That's the reason the COVID is still under control. To add the last point, the cases which are being detected so far, 80% plus are asymptomatic patients, which necessarily means that they don't require a medication under a hospital supervision. So taking all these parameters and the data points and the analytics in the last 45 years, the state is extending its best what it could do, considering the present scenario, not playing any petty politics like our opposition and probably people who aspire to be politicians and to be in public life like our MNM and Mr. Rajnikant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you that Tamil Nadu is not the only state which is trying to get its money from liquor, but we are also joined by Sunita Krishnan, activist. Sunita, every state government is doing this, but does it make any sense at this time when we are talking about, very little money going around and families, if the money is going to be diverted to liquor? And is there also an increase in domestic violence cases that are being reported around? What are you hearing?
Uma, I think this is one of the most sadist decisions that the government has ever taken. The economic devastation that the government is facing in terms of revenue is not just government's devastation. Every citizen in this country is going through economic devastation and a huge amount of psychological impact of this economic devastation. So while the poor has become poorer, the rich also have lost the money. Psychologically and emotionally everybody is weak. In this time, opening the liquor shops has just kind of increased 100-fold violence against women and children. And I see it across the strata, and just a day before the night, a software engineer living in my colony, after drinking around 4 bottles of beer, has kind of beaten his wife, bitten her severely, very beastly kind of a violence, and it was all come on the streets. And I guess that the impact is not just on the poor, because the poor, who has very less purchasing power, has again now, the psychological and emotional compulsion of alcohol has led them again to stand in long queues outside the beverage shops. But even the middle class and the rich, whose frustrations has been building up for the last 2 months, has now, the weakest person who gets the brunt of all this is the women and children. I see domestic violence related to alcohol increase 100-fold now in practically even middle class families. So I think this is the most sadist kind of decision. It's not that the government cannot understand what this kind of decision can have, on the lives of human beings across the strata of the society. It's not just the poor, but I think even the middle class have been very badly affected by this decision. And I think the government should have been a little more wiser, understanding the psychological compulsions that human beings of this country have. It all means how much do you understand your constituency. It's absolutely sad that just to increase the revenue, one is causing so much of emotional and psychological trauma for all the families around.
Mr. Satyan, if I can ask you again, I'm Sam here. The AIADMK came back to power promising prohibition, and a few years ago Ms. Jayalalitha had even began the phased prohibition by shutting down 500 liquor shops across Tamil Nadu. For the last 45 days, people had literally forgotten liquor. Many would say this was a perfect opportunity for you to continue that closure, to enforce prohibition. Doesn't this reopening expose your double speak?
Hi, Sam, good to see you after a long time. As a policy decision, the government has not changed its stand. We said that cutting down the liquor all at once in one fortnight is not possible. It has to be a partial withdrawal. Going by the numbers, wherein the regime started with 6,800 outlets, now it is being scaled down to 5,300. And going by the partial lockdown norms, it is not all the TASMAC outlets which is being open, it's about 3,700 and odd which is being open. So the government as a policy decision is clear. It has not said at any given point of time that we will not be able to implement this partial lockdown or which will lead to the complete closure of liquor outlets. But however, Mr. Sam, what we are failing to read is, in this 40 days, it is the same media which reported about illicit arak being sold in all the parts of Tamil Nadu, the spurious liquor that has been there, the bootleggers being selling liquors in the respective lodges of my opposition parties, and wherein there are stray incidences wherein people have gone to the extreme, taken the extreme measure of consuming different chemicals, and a couple of deaths have occurred. So let us balance between both. When the government wants to bring a reform, it has to be constructive enough that the reform is achieved in its fullest. So it is very clear and evident that this government has not changed its decision on the policy of having or moving the state towards no liquor state. But however, considering the circumstances that is prevailing around us, it is this government, even after partial lockdown on May 3rd, waited, and it is not a decision of its own, it is a compelled decision by this government to open when our neighboring states like Karnataka and Andhra had opened, and you yourself had seen, and you yourself in your media has reported how many thousands of people crossed the border risking their lives to go and buy the liquor.
I guess we'll have to wrap it up there. Every government, even Telangana had explained, saying that since the neighboring states are now selling liquor, there is no point in us not selling the liquor and getting that extra income. Thank you so much, Mr. Kumarvel, Mr. Kovai Satyan and Sunitha Krishnan for joining us.